So here we are. We've made it to the end. Congratulations on making it this far. There are some final things that you can do to wrap your painting up along with the writing. At this point, we're going to work on painting up our edges. If you haven't painted them along the way, I'm picking one color and putting it along the side, but if you wanted to, you could extend the colors that you have. I've chosen a Payne's gray, which is like a dark bluish gray, and I'm going to paint the edges. Sometimes when it's dry, I do writing along the sides with a white Sharpie or a paint pen, and you can add some of the journaling that you did from your muse right onto there. That's one way you can put those words on there. Also, from the journaling you got from your muse, you may have more details you want to add to your painting. If something else came up that has a symbol you wanted to add, feel free to add that in. The same process. You put it in and then you block the colors and go from lights to darks to bring it out. You could add another symbol, or you could take a Sharpie pen or a paintbrush if there's words that you want to write around the edges, or if there's one big word, you could also add that in. So whatever your muse is called for since we've last spoke, feel free to add that in. I wasn't called to add anything else. I feel like her image is complete, so she's done here for now. I'm going to paint my edges and then I'm going to sign the painting. Once that's done, you can also add, if she's asking for an adornment of like glitter or anything like that, you could add glitter with some clear varnish, or if you want to mix it in with a paint color, you put the paint down or your varnish down, which is clear, and sprinkle the glitter on that. I would lay the painting flat to do that, and you take your brush and you put your varnish or whatever glue you're using down where you want it, sprinkle the glitter on and let it dry. All right, let's get to the edges. I'm just using a flat brush. When I get close to the edge of the painting, I put my brush flat. I'll bring it down, make sure you can see. I put my brush flat and I go parallel to the canvas. I find if I go this way across, then sometimes the paint comes over the image in the front. So when I get there, I just tip my brush and go, I guess it's perpendicular. I go perpendicular, keeping my brush fairly flat with the canvas. The brush is parallel with the canvas, but I'm moving the brush perpendicular to the edge. And that's how I go all the way around the edges. Now you can wait for the top edge to dry before you flip it into the bottom, because otherwise it may get stuck unless you're going to lay your canvas down flat. Now don't forget to sign your artwork. If you're not comfortable putting your signature or initials on the front, you could also put them on the sides. You can use a completely different color than what's on here. You can pick a color that will blend in. It's up to you. It's really a personal preference, but your signature is like a stamp of where you are right now, of who you are and where you're at. You could also think of it, depending on what message from your muse what she gave you, and what your intention was starting out. You could think of it like a contract. Like if you came up with a goal, you could think of it like signing a contract or a promise. with that muse or that intention. I'm using red, and I'm going to sign it down here in this bottom corner. I'm using a very, very fine tip brush. You can use whatever one you feel most comfortable writing with. You could even sign it with a Sharpie or a paint pen. My signature is always evolving. I used to try and keep it consistent, and then I would find a new way to sign it and try and keep that consistent, but now it's just sort of whatever comes out in the moment. I as a person evolve, and so does my signature. If you have room, you can even add the date or the year. Another thing to consider is, does she have a title that she wants? Has anything come up, a word or a phrase that you would title your piece? You could write the title on the front of the canvas if you wanted to. You could write it on the back if you wanted to, or you could put it in your journal where you wrote some messages from your muse. Where that's something too that might be helpful with your muse to wrap things up. So edges, signature, title. If you're adding any other adornments like sparkles, and then the final thing would be to varnish your muse. I don't always varnish my paintings. If I know they're 100% finished and I want them to have that glossy sheen, I'll put a varnish on. You can also get matte varnish as well. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of writing around the edges. I've got a paint marker here. It's a gold one. You could use anything to write on the sides, though. You could even use a brush and some paint or a Sharpie, anything you want it to decorate the edges if you feel like it, or if your muse is calling for it. And I'm taking some of the writing from the letter from her. And it doesn't have to be legible, it's more the intention of what's going in. And I don't have room to write that, but that's okay. So right now my edges, make sure that's dry on the bottom, look like this. And now I might go and just add some pattern around them. So we have like dots and dashes here, so I might go through and add some of that here. So I'm not worried about that. And now I'm going to add some varnish. So this is an optional part, but sometimes it can transform just the feeling of the painting. So I'm using Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish. It is, it will be glossy, so it will have a sheen to it. If you want to take a photograph of your work, now would be the time to do it, because once you add a glossy varnish on, light will reflect on it, and it'll take away some areas on your photograph. So if you wanted to take a photo of it without any of that reflection, then now would be a good time. I'm using a larger flat brush for this part, just to cover more area. And there's different ways that you can do this. You could go straight across and go through your whole painting this way, let it dry, and then go up and down so you have your strokes all one way. I tend to do one layer, and I tend to go in the direction of the features that are already on the canvas. So I'm not sure if you can already see just the shine that it starts to give while it's wet. But it really makes the colors pop. Just dropped my thing on the floor. Luckily it wasn't like a peanut butter sandwich where it goes face down. That would have not been good. All right. Kind of want an even layer of it as you work your way across. I'm doing the front of the canvas first, and then I'll do my edges. Right now I'm just going around the face, and then I'll do the face and hair. This is flowing in this direction, so I'm making my strokes go this way. Sometimes I'll do that just to spread it around and then bring the strokes back across. Now I'm going to come into the face and hair. So I went in the direction of the strokes of the face and the eyebrows. That's just my preference though. I just want to make sure that I got all of it. And you can always add a second layer. Okay, now I'm going to do my edges. There, and once that dries, I'll flip it over and I'll put the varnish along the bottom. And again, if you're wanting to add any glitter or sparkles, once you put on this layer of varnish, or if you're not putting the varnish on, and you could put the glitter on before the varnish, but if you put glitter on and then you varnish it, sometimes that moves your glitter around, or it's not as sparkly underneath it. It kind of squishes it together and clumps in between. So you could, once you varnish it, you could go through, like for example, if I wanted my moons to be shiny, once this layer of varnish is dry, I could take some varnish and just tuck it in and put the glitter on so that it only sticks on that space, and then you don't have to put another coat of varnish on it. So there she is. She's all set to be hung on the wall.